yeah, 50 limit.
Russia check DM.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. Okay. Just give a second, guys. I just need to catch up.
We need a meeting general channel, right?
It's there already. I'm just gonna unlock.
Okay.
Guys, can you check if you can type over there? Meeting. Alright. I should just make a PTS channel.
Second. Yes, I'll do it. I'm making a PTS channel, okay?
Yeah.
Can you guys see the meeting PTS?
Just one person, right? Yes. Okay, that's a
All
stop.
right,
Yeah,
all right,
it's
all right,
stop,
all right.
stop, stop,
All right,
stop,
I'm gonna
bro.
keep a slow mode now.
Alright.
So, Aviator,
So 15 minutes.
are we taking like the voice PTS or
Alright,
the
alright. So
text?
guys, what we'll do is, okay, before we start the meeting, just few ground rules. Everyone's muted, of course. PTS, it's gonna be text based, okay? And if we believe a scenario needs more explanation via voice, we'll unmute you for that. So for PTS, you can put your point over there in text and we will get to them one by one. Remember, there's a 15-minute slow mode, so like think well before you put it there. And yeah, apart from that, that's the main thing. And some of you might be wondering why it took so long for the community meeting, because the last one was quite a while back. But yeah, we've been observing the server since then, and we decided to keep the meeting right before we get 2.0 out for you guys, so that we could deal with some of the issues that we've been seeing happening over the past few months in the server. All right, so first of all, I'm just going to introduce something that we're going to be implementing once 2.0 is out. Uh, so we're going to be shifting over onto the forum. Okay, I'm going to quickly, I don't know if I'm just going to try to screen share. I don't think most of you will be able to join. Just give me a
We can do multiple screen shares.
no, it's fine, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, we can, like, no worries. Like, if you guys want, yeah, we can do. Light, why don't you go ahead and open one as well? So, like,
Yeah.
the 50 is the limit.
Zero,
Give me
but
One.
prompt.
we don't have option to screen
Yeah,
share.
give me prompt.
Oh, yeah, give me a sec. I'm just going to give Light the see if you can do that now. Like,
Yes, I can.
A quick
all right.
tutorial video will be uploaded soon as well regarding the forums.
All right. So basically, the conventional method of having our applications on Google Forms and you guys getting notified through Discord about your form, etc., is all gonna get shifted onto this form. It's still a work in progress, but it will be done in a few days, worst case. Okay. So it's pretty self-explanatory. Announcements, etc. There'll be a Discord bot that integrates it into Discord, so you'll get a tag on Discord as well. So don't worry about that. And right now it's still under progress. It's pretty basic. You've got your whitelist applications. Like for obviously this is not for whitelist people, but your general forms, that is DOC, priority adjustment, support inquiries, ban appeals, etc. Everything will be shifted on over here. It's pretty self-explanatory. You guys, like for example, if you want to make a support inquiry, you just select the node, and within it you will see the tab for it, the part where you need to go, and you can go ahead and make your support inquiry. Not that difficult. And yeah, just show you guys how you need to. So basically how it works is, it will automatically integrate with Discord. So if you guys have the whitelisted role on Discord, you will get the whitelisted role here as well. I don't have it as of now. But to do that, you need to make sure that your account is connected to the form. So you guys can go ahead and make the, what do you say, the account on the form yet and associate it with the Discord account, but it won't be functional until a little while after 2.0 has been released. So you just need to go over here to your profile, and you need to go to connected accounts, and you'll see Discord right here, and you just need to click associate. Everything else is self-explanatory. It'll ask you to log into your Discord, and it'll associate, and automatically you'll be given the whitelist role. And the priority will be shifted here as well. You'll have a store button. Currently it's under the work, so everything will be shifted over to the form. So once you guys have made your accounts, I would suggest you guys go ahead and just take a look around the form, understand how most of the things work, and like go through all of the terms and conditions, etc., about the server. And if you have any doubts, you can feel free to make tickets. And yeah, that was mainly the form. And we just move on to the next thing here. So, as most of you know, the meeting's been held because 2.0 is, I don't know if it's safe to say coming soon. I think I might create a riot if I say soon again. But it will be here by tomorrow. All right. So that's gonna let a lot of people down who are expecting it today. But there's a little bit of back end work, like moving over the database, etc., and just making sure it's in a perfect condition for you guys to enjoy. So it will be here tomorrow. And some of you guys can probably tune into Rashid. He's gonna give you guys a small sneak peek of it. And yeah, so server is going to be here tomorrow. It will have almost 99% of things ported over. We're just trying to make sure there are no bugs and unnecessary things that would ruin your experience. And yeah, like you can just join the team. Only 50 people can join. That's unfortunate, but there's nothing that can be done about that as of now. And so two main things. First of all, form being shifted over, 2.0 coming tomorrow. And again, so now we're just going to go through a few points that we've had, that we've observed in the server regarding roleplay over the past few months. And after we've discussed all the points, we'll go ahead and handle PTS. All right. So you guys can go ahead and put your PTS right now, but yeah, we'll get to them after server staff has completed most of the points they want regarding the server.
All right, so
Hello.
I'm gonna
Guys
start with the
will be not
points.
talking for
First thing
some
first,
times because कुछ काम कर
like
रहा हूँ मैं
अभी
एडिटिंग
की
कर रहा हूँ
सर्विस में
एक
कुछ
मिनट रुक
लोगों के
जाओ
ऐसे नाम
वेट
है
करो तुम
जो
लोग
कि
ये देखो
like
ठीक
somewhere
है
ends
और
with
मैं भी आता
डल्ला
हूँ
420. प्लीज थोड़ा एफर्ट दो नाम पे. सेकंड थिंग रिगार्डिंग DOCRP, सर्वर
अरे
में
बोलेंगे
DOCRP आ
बोलेंगे अभी
चुकी है.
खेलेंगे भी
सो
टेंशन मत
प्लीज़
लो
अभी भी
आरपी
अगर
खेलेंगे
आप
रुक जाओ
सर्वर में आ रहे हो, जेल हो रहा है, जेल होने के बाद एक जगह खड़े मत रहो, RP दो. DOC उधर खड़ी है पूरे दिन. DOC का RP तो that will be good. फिर last 30 minutes robbery. लास्ट 30 मिनट्स की रॉबरी जो बाकी है प्लीज़ उस पर अभी मत करो, क्योंकि लास्ट 30 मिनट्स पे अभी भी रॉबरी हो रही है, बहुत अनाउंसमेंट डाल चुके हैं. एंड आई मीन जब भी रॉबरी कर रहे हो तो प्लीज़ थोड़ी आई मीन थोड़ा और क्वालिटी आरपी हो सकती है. रोज़ रॉबरी चल रही है, एक ही गाड़ी से एक ही जगह से एस्केप हो रहा है. आई मीन दैट डजंट साउंड्स गुड. एंड प्लीज़ थोड़े इंटरेक्शंस और बढ़ाओ. एक ही ग्रुप में घूम रहे हो पूरे दिन, एक ही बंदों से बात कर रहे हो. आई मीन बाकी से अब बाकियों को अवॉइड करते हो, वो चीज़ नहीं होनी चाहिए. एंड फॉर कॉप्स आई मीन यू गाइस शुड बी एक्टिव मोर, बिकॉज अगर किसी को जेल करोगे तभी डीओसी को आरपी मिलनी है. एंड आई मीन लास्ट थिंग, ओसी हर सिनेरियो में जाना बंद कर दो, क्योंकि मोस्ट ऑफ द सिचुएशन कभी भी गलत होती है. तुम एनआरपी ओसी जाने लगते हो, वहाँ पे सॉल्व करने लगते हो. आई मीन लेट इट बी फॉर नाउ. अगर कुछ गलती होती है आगे जाके तो आई मीन बाकी टिकट्स में सॉल्व हो जाएंगे. बट आरपी जैसी चल रही है, आरपी को वैसी रखो. अगर वो पकड़ा गया कुछ गलती के कारण, लेट इट बी, उसको जेल कर दो. बट ओसी मत जाओ उस सीन में, उस रोक के उस चीज़ को ओसी मत करो. सिंपल, आई मीन लेट इट बी इन आरपी ओनली. थिएटर आगे तू जाओ.
Alright, so I'll just elaborate on a few of his points. Alright, so first of all, having a realistic name. Alright, so like Sunny already said, having names that do not make any sense, like crazy names and all. So just like work on those. Like some names is understandable, like a few names which have a little bit discrepancies as compared to general names. But something that is within the limits of RP, like don't have an absolutely vague or crazy name. um Apart from that, like you said, DOCRP, I'm gonna let we've got the person easy MJ, he'll go ahead and explain you guys about DOCRP. He's the best one to talk about that, so we leave that for now. So one very important point which has been happening a lot in the server is related to overseas toxicity. All right, so as you, most of you guys would have experienced it at least once, is or heard of it at least, is the NRP things being taken over to Discord DMs, Discord servers, voice channels, and toxicity being spread in regards to that. So like some of you know already that the server is completely against OC toxicity, and anyone found spreading OC toxicity or found being a part of it will be punished in accordance. And so yeah, so just anything like example like judging someone else's RPing and talking shit on your stream, or talking shit on a Discord, DMing a person that your RP is shit, talking shit about other people's scenarios, and overall spreading toxicity in the community is a bannable offense. So you guys need to be very careful of that. There's several bans which have been already handed out to many whitelisted members throughout the community. So you guys need to be very careful about what you guys, especially streamers, what you guys stay on streams about other people's RPs. You have to be careful about the words you use to make sure that you aren't spreading any sort of toxicity. And of course, Discord DMs and overall spreading hate within the community needs to stop. All right. Moving forward is another point that is basically integrated with OC toxicity is roleplay blurring. Now, some of you already know what this is because there's been a rules reminder update made to it, I think at least twice till now. But for those who still don't know, just gonna give you a quick brief example of it. So if what's happening in the server right now is, if I have, let's say, an OC fight or grudge against Sunny, let's say, we do not want those grudges and etc. to be taken into RP. There should be no what do you say, hint of roleplay blurring in the server. And if it is observed at any time that, okay, let's see, like, okay, I see this guy, he's breaking character, or he's blurring a roleplay, he's doing something that his character, it does not match his character's characteristics, and he's bringing that out from out of character information, relating to hate or grudges he might have against that person. For example, not RPing with that person, or avoiding RP with that person just because, oh, I don't like this guy, I don't want to RP with him, or changing your completely RP scenario when you're having a conversation with that person. All those things are completely, like, they're completely not allowed in this. Or like, you cannot mix your OC fights and grudges with people in character, because once you join the server, you have to remember that you're role playing a character, you're not role playing yourself. So anything, any grudges, any arguments that you might have, any disagreements with a person out of character, does not mean that they automatically translate to RP. So anyone found blurring their out of character life and toxicity with that member, with someone who is in server and who you are actively RPing with will be taken as a breach of server rules, and you may receive a ban or a temporary ban or warning, etc. for it. So make sure roleplay blurring does not happen in the server. And yeah, so another thing related to roleplay blurring is RP avoidance. All right. So in scenarios where a person is roleplay blurring, that is bringing out his OOC feelings against this person in character, they tend to avoid RP with that person, saying like, if I use a very common phrase like "Arey se chodo, mujhe iske saath like chodo jane do," like avoiding roleplay with someone just because you have an OOC grudge against him or OOC you guys don't gel together is completely wrong. In character, your characters, unless your characters have had already that brawl before, it does not make sense in RP that you guys are bringing that information from outside. So you guys have to be very careful about that. You cannot, okay, you cannot avoid if someone is actively trying to approach you for the purpose of roleplay and you're avoiding RP with him. You're letting him go. You're basically you're showing low effort RP. You do not want to roleplay with him. You do not want to extend the scenario. In those scenarios, we will have to take action against avoidance of RP, low effort RP, etc. So keep your OOC grudges out of the server, and again, remember, anything that happens to your character in the server is stays within the server itself. It's not a direct hit on your personal life. Any kind of roast, any kind of bad what do you say, comments, etc. They're all in character in the server, and they should not be taken personally or OC and spread hate and hold grudges against people regarding those things. All right. So another thing is basically people RPing for the sake of content. All right. So when you guys are in a scenario, you have to make sure you deal with the scenario in such a manner that tends to extend it as much as you can. Trying to so you're here for interactions and you're here for building a story. And sometimes what we've seen in the server is that RP scenarios are being led towards a way which tends to give you more content rather than extending role play or extending interactions. So make sure you guys aren't doing that as well. Don't RP for the basis of just content. If you are here just for the basis of like, okay, I want content, I want to grow my stream channel, just show content like randomly killing people and doing things that are beneficial for your channel but not beneficial in RP, or which don't make sense in RP or come under low effort RP, will again be bannable. And you guys need to make sure that you're here in the server to roleplay, you're here in the server to create stories, you're here in the server to interact with new people. You're not here to create content for, okay, you get content out of RP, that's great, but that should not be the basis of your RP. Your decision should not be based on, okay, what is going to get me the most amount of content. Your decision should be based on how they would play out for your character, keeping in mind his traits, etc. So people who are seen RPing for the sake of getting content will eventually be caught, and slowly and surely we will start filtering out such people who are here just for content and not for RP. So you guys need to make sure you stop that moving forward with 2.0. And it's just going to be honest, any kind of what do you say low effort RP, etc. will now not be dealt with bans, etc. Your whitelist status might be revoked as well. So if we see that a person who's been given a whitelisted role in the past, who does not seem to be deserving of it at this point in time, who's breaking basic server rules, or he has a complete lack of understanding of how RP works, those people will just have their whitelist roles removed and they will have to reapply. And those people who show an utter disregard for RP rules will obviously be faced with bans and etc. So again, don't do RP for content, do RP in accordance with your character's traits and backstory.
एंड या फॉर गैंग्स दिस इज़ नॉट एन ई स्पोर्ट सर्वर, ठीक है? जीतने पे नहीं मिलेगा तुम्हें, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। हारने पे भी रोल प्ले होता है उधर। दिस इज़ एन रोल लाइक दिस इज़ अ रोल प्ले सर्वर, नॉट एन ई स्पोर्ट्स। तो इफ़ यू
Yeah.
लूज़ तो उसमें भी कोई बात नहीं है, इट्स ओके टू लूज़।
Exactly. So, like, if I can transition from Nelly's point, like about it being an esports server, another point that we had is gunplay over roleplay. In often scenarios, it's seen that two groups of people having an interaction together, they tend to resort to shootouts and show off power rather than actually RPing it out and basically extending the interaction. Like if there's a disagreement between the two, I've seen it multiple times. The other person who believes himself to be in a position of power will just start shooting or just resort to gunplay. So you guys need to make sure you're here to extend scenarios and not here just for the sake of, oh, I'm a sharpshooter, like, oh, my KD is 4, my KD is 5. So all those things are not RP. You can go ahead and do that in GTA Online if that's what matters to you. And yeah, I'm especially pointing that out towards gangs as well. Like Nelly said, it's not an esports server. You're not here for the purpose of showing off your KDs and showing off how powerful you are with your guns and AK-47s, etc. You're here to role play. You're here to extend interactions. You're here to build your character story. You're not here to show your character on a leaderboard of maximum kills made in an RP server, right? It does not make sense, and it's completely pointless if you come to SVRP for the purpose of just shooting people and showing that you're very powerful in the server. So again, you guys have to make sure you keep roleplay as a preference and keep gunplay to a bare minimum. Try to resolve things in our while using your voice, role playing it out, talking, interacting, rather than just pulling out your weapons and firing all out at other people.
Yeah, I think we can take PTS now.
We'll go ahead. I just got a few more points. All right. So another point that has been seen a lot is people not caring about each other's RP. So you guys, when you guys are RPing in a scenario, obviously you guys care about how the RP is going to play out for yourself. But you need to make sure you're making decisions which aren't detrimental for the other person, like completely destroying the other person's RP. You guys cannot RP for the sake of just gaining personal benefits for your character and ruining the RP for someone else. A person who actively role plays just to win in every scenario, or just to cause, or just to basically gain an advantage in every scenario, and just cares about his own RP and does not care about what the other person's RP is, he does not deserve to be in a whitelisted server. You guys are here as a community. You guys have to look after each other. You have to make sure that you show supportive RP to each other and not just care about your own RP and be completely selfish when you go in an RP scenario. I'll give you an example of this. If there's a gang, what is there, two gangs, all right, and a civilian has kidnapped a gang character for the purpose of making him an hostage, all right, and just taking him over and just quickly just looting the Evangelico store. That's all. That person has no intention of gang rivalry. He just picked up a hostage for the sake of a robbery. If we see gang members completely going over there and ruining his RP scenario by just pointing him out like, we're five people, you put your hands up, and how can you kidnap a friend, etc., and you completely have no regard for that person's RP at all, and you're there for the sole purpose of getting your person freed and showing that, oh, we're a gang and we're really strong and you can't do stuff like this to us, like that will not be tolerated at all. You guys have to be supportive to each other's RPs, and you need to think twice before making a rash decision which could lead to destroying someone else's roleplay completely.
मैं एक चीज ऐड करना चाहूंगा इसमें। मेरा एक पॉइंट ये है कि पता कैसे चल लगता है कि गैंग का मेंबर पकड़ा गया। पॉइंट सारा मेरा ये है, अगर मेटा गेमिंग करते हुए कोई पकड़ा गया तो वो परमानेंट है, वो कभी अनबैन नहीं होगा। और मुझे पता है कि लोग मेटा गेमिंग कर रहे हैं सर्वर के अंदर, सिर्फ मैं प्रूफ का वेट कर रहा हूँ। हमें प्रूफ चाहिए, बस प्रूफ मिल गया तो वो कभी अनबैन नहीं होगा।
Think twice what you do in the server. Like unknowingly metagaming हो जाती है तो उसका थोड़ा ध्यान रखा करो। Like ज़रूरी नहीं है कि जानबूझ के तुम लोग कर रहे हो, बट unknowingly हो जाती है, so उसका भी थोड़ा केयर रखना।
Yep. And the last point I would like to place is grinding, and the what do you say, the dominance right now in the server of just people who are here for the purpose of just grinding and making money and showing that we're very rich. All right. So I'm just going to be honest. Like, we've been started to filter our wireless applications with people whose backstories are based on the whole scenario that I want to be rich in the city. I want to be the most what do you say, known person, make a lot of money. So that is not what RP is about. Again, like I've mentioned multiple times, RP is about interactions and creating stories. So if we find anyone in the server sitting in his mine in the mining area or selling weed or anything like that, any grinding job, and just doing that 24/7 and not interacting with anyone, and he's just there for the sole purpose of making money and buying random shit and showing that he's very rich, etc., we will just simply remove your whitelist, and we'll be more than happy to give that whitelist to give that chance to someone else who actually wants to come into the server and actively RP. So again, if anyone is seen grinding, there will be no ban appeal. There'll be nothing like that. Your whitelist will be removed, and we'll just straight away ask you to reapply with when the forms open again. So again, grinding, just make sure you do not 24/7. Like, a little bit of grinding is understandable. Like, the amount, always regulate your grinding. Just do the amount that is required to progress your character. You should not grind for the purpose of making money. You should grind for the purpose of progressing your character. So that is most of the points that I wanted to put out here. And unless any of the other server staff have any more points to talk about, we can go ahead with PTS.
Yeah, one more thing about compensations, like glitches होते हैं, उनसे सामान चला जाता है, तो people open ticket about compensation. सो यू शुड हैव अ वीडियो प्रूफ और समथिंग लाइक दैट, जो भी तुम्हारे साथ ग्लिच हुआ है. तो फ्रॉम नाउ ऑनवर्ड्स विदाउट वीडियो प्रूफ्स विल नॉट प्रोवाइड यू कॉम्पनसेशंस. Yeah, if you have some kind of proof like screenshots or something, we'll be happy to provide compensations to you guys.
और मेरा पॉइंट ये है कि एक कि लोग अपनी जो है बैक स्टोरी फॉलो नहीं कर रहे हैं. लाइक कुछ मैंने लोग ऐसे देखे हैं दोपहर में और रात में भी है, जो रोज़ाना आते हैं, सेम बाइक लेते हैं, सेम स्टंट करते हैं, सेम रॉबरी करते हैं और चले जाते हैं. तो अगर सेम एक्टिविटी करते हुए या सेम चीज़ करते हुए आप हमको नज़र आए और अकॉर्डिंग टू योर बैक स्टोरी आपके कैरेक्टर नहीं हुआ, तो उस पर भी आप अनवाइट लिस्टेड हो सकते हो. तो अपनी बैक स्टोरी को मेंटेन रखो सर्वर के अंदर. क्योंकि मैं लाइक लिटरली 2 हफ्ते से देख रहा हूँ कि रॉबरी सिमुलेटर ही बन चुका है और सेम चीज़ हो रही है रिपीट. एक बंदे ने सोचा हुआ कि मैं दिन में 2 रॉबरी करूंगा, तो वो 2 रॉबरी कर रहा है और सेम स्टंट मार रहा है और सेम जगह से वापस जा रहा है सेम कार में. तो ये नहीं होना चाहिए.
You should have some like story behind या फिर some RP behind that robbery. ये नहीं है कि मैं प्लान करता हूँ रॉबरी, मेरे को आज पैसा कमाना है, आई नीड मोर मनी, आई एम हैविंग शॉर्टेज ऑफ मनी, तो चलो बैंक रॉबरी करते हैं. सो वो नहीं, देयर शुड बी अ स्टोरी, अ सिनेरियो या फिर कुछ हो विच लेड योर कैरेक्टर टू डू अ बैंक रॉबरी. लाइक वो नहीं होना चाहिए कि रेगुलरली चल रहा है, आज ये प्लान करते हैं, आज वो प्लान करते हैं, लेट्स गो फॉर द रॉबरी एंड जस्ट फॉर द सेक ऑफ मनी. या होता है वो एक हफ्ते में हो गया एक बार, बट डोंट रिपीट इट एवरी डे.
Yeah, and like hitting chain robbing, etc. Like Nelly said, like chain robbing completely not allowed. You just get straight away banned from the server. Using the same vehicle again and again. If I see a fish neon used more than twice or thrice in the same in a limited amount of time, we're just gonna just straight away, like with 2.0, you're gonna see a lot of features which are gonna adjust RP. And yeah, so you cannot just sit all day and hit robberies with the same car. You need to think about how those robberies are going to play out for your character, what events in his life are leading the character to go ahead with that. No character is going to have a backstory which makes him chain rob a bank palito, then going after with banging, robbing the bank at, etc. Like just robbing multiple banks in a sequence with the same car is completely out of RP, and that just shows that you're here for the whole purpose of grinding and not at all to interact and RP with anyone. So just keep that in mind. No one should be using the same car again and again in robberies, and yeah, just keep a limit on the amount of robberies you're doing. Just think twice before you start chain robbing multiple stores and
लाइक कर दो हराम खोरो,
banks.
और भी लोग हैं, मैं अकेला नहीं हूँ.
एंड एक और चीज़ गाइस, ईएमएस वालों की रिस्पेक्ट करो. मैंने बहुत लोगों को देखा जो डिसरिस्पेक्ट करते हैं, ढंग से बात नहीं करते हैं. तो प्लीज़ ढंग से बात करो यार उन लोगों से भी.
Alright, if there isn't anything else, we'll go ahead with PTS.
एक और चीज़, गैंग मेंबर जो हैं वो एनी टाइम एक साथ ही रहते हैं. मतलब 15 मेंबर हैं तो 15 मेंबर एक साथ हैं और आपस में इंटरेक्शन कर रहे हैं. तो पूरा सर्वर हमने किस लिए बनाया है कि आप लोग हुड में रह के आपस में इंटरेक्ट जब करोगे, तो फिर बोलते हो कि हमारी आरपी इंक्रीज नहीं हो रही है, या हमें कुछ दिया नहीं जा रहा है, या हमें कुछ मिल नहीं रहा. गैंग हमेशा साथ ही घूम रहा है. मैं पिछले 2 हफ्ते से सेम चीज़ नोट कर रहा हूँ कि गैंग के 15 मेंबर्स हैं, वो 15 मेंबर साथ ही हैं एक ही हुड में. पूरा सर्वर खाली नज़र आता है, क्यू लगी हुई होती है 15-20 की, लेकिन सर्वर खाली होता है. क्यों? अगर सर्वर में 4 या 5 गैंग है, वो सब एक साथ ही घूमना प्रेफर करते हैं. भाई कपड़े चेंज करके हुड में रहो, 3-4 बंदे रहो, 5 बंदे रहो मैक्सिमम. बाकी बंदे कपड़े चेंज करके पब्लिक के साथ इंटरेक्ट करो, चीज़ें एक्सप्लोर करो, चीज़ें देखो, नए लोग आ रहे हैं उनके साथ घूमो.
या बी
Yeah, guys,
क्रिएटिव
just
टू
don't.
योर रोल प्ले एंड थोड़ा डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करने का ट्राई करो कि आरपी डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हो सर्वर में, एक ही जगह पे ही ना रह जाए. जैसे व्हाट आई सी इज नाउ लीजन स्क्वायर हमेशा खाली रहता है. यू कैन ऑलवेज फाइंड पीपल एट पिल बॉक्स और लाइक मैकेनिक शॉप्स, बट जो इंटरेक्शन की जगह है वो हमेशा खाली रहती है. सो या डिस्ट्रीब्यूट योर रोल प्ले अ लिटिल बिट, थोड़ा सर्वर में इधर उधर घूमो, नॉट जस्ट
हराम
स्टैंड
ही हो गए
ऑन
सब लोग मेरे वाले में.
लाइक योर टर्व्स या फिर कहीं
चलो
भी एक ही जगह बस 2-3 घंटे वहीं पे
अबे हराम खोर,
निकाल
या
दिए.
लोग अपने कंफर्ट
वो
जोन से
मेरे को
बाहर
नहीं
नहीं आ
बोल
पा
रहा
रहे हैं
भाई,
और दूसरों को आरपी भी प्रोवाइड नहीं कर पा रहे हैं. जो एक
बाकियों को भी
पर्टिकुलर
बोल रहा है हराम
गैंग
खोर.
और ग्रुप बन जाता है ना, वो ग्रुप से बाहर आरपी करने का सोच ही नहीं रहा कोई. बस वहीं पे वो लोग आते हैं, उन्हीं लोगों से मिलते हैं, उन्हीं लोगों के साथ आरपी करते हैं, चले जाते हैं. सो ये थोड़ा सा ट्राई करो कि दूसरे लोगों को भी आरपी प्रोवाइड कर सको आप.
Yeah, we can move to PTS now, I think.
All right.
Yeah.
So give me a second. So I'll leave easy MJs and the voice PTS. I'll leave that for the end. I'll pick up text PTS. Alright, so I'm going to start with GJ. So his first point is आज भी कुछ लोग voice से
हाँ बे
पहचान रहे हैं. So for people who are recognizing each other or other civilians or gang characters by voice, it's pretty obvious that that's metagaming. And if there's any report ticket made on that, it'll be like dealt with. So we'll make sure to keep our what do you say, eyes out for people recognizing from voice. And अगर मेरे एक character के साथ पंगा है तो मेरा Right. So again, his second point basically states that if someone has an in RP, what do you say, fight
अबे
or
नहीं बे
brawl
बहुत अलग अलग
with one
तरीके
of
के
his
ट्राई करता हूँ
characters,
मैं सेम स्टंट नहीं
and
करता
then that same person is meeting with those people with but with a different character now. Those individuals are having the same kind of attitude and behavior against his previous character with which they had a brawl. So again, that clearly comes under roleplay blurring, and you guys cannot do that since obviously you had the interaction and the brawl with the person's first character, and you take that information in character and apply it to his second character as well, which you have no information about. That's completely incorrect, and you guys cannot be doing that. So I think that should answer GJ's points. That just basically server staff related. So if you see that, you guys can go ahead and make tickets about people recognizing from voice and roleplay blurring, etc. Um, So next point, it's not really a PTS. So with 2.0, will slots increase? At this moment in time, I cannot give you a confirmed number, but we hope that slots. We will try to push to increase slots. Of course, like increasing slots comes at a cost that server stability goes down. So we will see if we can increase slots. We will be more than happy to. And yeah,
नेक्स्ट पीटीएस पुलिस वाले खुद दूसरे कैरेक्टर से डेली रॉबरी करें तो द सेम थिंग विच वी टेल एवरीवन, अगर कोई कुएं में कूद रहे तो तुम भी मत कूदो उसके साथ कुएं में. अगर कोई इडियट है तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं तुम उसकी तरह इडियोटिक लाइक हरकतें करो. सो सी फॉर योर सेल्फ, दूसरों को पॉइंट करना बंद करो, अपने आप को पहले सुधारो.
just give me a second.
The third PTS. When will Weasel News gets it? It's W News. So uska Imran, you can DM me. We can talk about this topic there. Second is, can we have a section feature for backstory while creating new characters? Um, Again, we'll have a talk with Foster about it. Like, uh, backstories hain, you should follow your backstory. So yeah, for this point, we'll have a talk with Foster. If DOC is introduced, the jail system is offline serving sentence time or in-game server time based. Yeah, about this, like staff में discussion चल रहा है इस topic पे. So देखते हैं इसका क्या decision रहता है. जो भी रहेगा decision which will be the best for the server, staff वो decision ले लेगा.
Yeah,
Thanks for
if you guys are jailed and you guys don't RP with DOC just because you know offline jail will serve and you guys just F8 quit every time, just remember it's all code. We can change that within a second
yeah
if
yeah
we
वो
find you guys
staff में
not putting
discussion
effort.
उसका चलता रहेगा.
Exactly.
Also
Um,
requesting developer team to be more proactive for India. Yeah, they are doing their best, Imran. Foster didn't sleep 2 days, so yeah.
all right. So moving on to next point, it's from Ashu. Change your character just for the sake of not being recognized by others rather than using a mask is the same. For the same as I 90% of the people using the same head shape and the only thing that makes them look different is hair and beard. And I don't quite understand what your point is. So I'll go ahead and I'll unmute you. Why don't you go ahead and explain what you're trying to say here?
Hello,
Yeah, what's up, Ash?
am I audible?
Yeah, you're clear.
Yeah, actually, my point is basically people are just for the sake of hiding themselves, they are using a different hairstyle and a different beard rather than your original identity. Like I am having small hairs and small beard, they just increase their beard size and increase their hairs just for the sake of hiding themselves rather than using a mask, which is liable basically using a mask to hide their identity. They are just changing their character looks because 90% of the males are looking same. just the hairstyle and the beard style make them look different.
All right. So you're basically concerned about people hiding the identity by changing their mask. Sorry, by
Yep.
changing their
So
face,
basically,
beard, hair, etc. Right?
currently it's something happening in RP, but later stages
क्यों
after
मसाला
robbing
पॉइंट के लिए
someone, just
सैड
stealing
क्यों है
their
वे?
hair and their looks.
मसाला पॉइंट के साथ क्या हुआ?
So just to
Yeah, I
stay
get
away
it. I
from
get
the
it. I
warrant,
get your point. I
that
get
can
your point.
cause issues.
Yeah, so obviously you can't you just need to be like you can obviously there's no problem with changing the way your character looks for the sake of hiding his identity, but obviously just using that thing every time again and again for the sake of avoiding RP or ever getting caught is kind of odd. And I'm not going to say that you guys can't do it, but I think what he's trying to say is just make better use of the things provided in the server, just to look to extend RP rather than to again selfish RP would be the answer. Like just caring about your own RP rather than looking to extend the RP with others or supporting someone else's roleplay. So I think that should answer your point. Okay, so we'll take the voice PTS later. Zaf plays memory wipe. No, there will be no memory wipe, no server wipe. So that should be it. Stop mentioning server rules in game. We cannot go for more than 5 minutes. All right. So again, rules explaining. If you guys are found explaining rules in character in server to someone, that is again considered as roleplay blurring. Because to your character, there's no such thing as rules. There's no such thing as okay, they're 5 down, to pachi or honge. Like you have no idea in that scenario how many people can be there, where they can be. So stop using OC rules in character. That's roleplay blurring and rules explaining. And if tickets are made, if you see that happening among says, then you can go ahead and make tickets, and we'll make sure those people aren't whitelisted in the server. Mayor voting on Discord or in server, you guys can go ahead and RP it out in city. Most probably it will be IC, so it's not to be discussed as much. PTS need to have more EMS interaction. People avoiding, people just come for surgery and critical habits for the sake of fun. Please, it should be noted that surgery, ICU, and stuffs have back consciousness like bed rest. I've seen people just wants ICU for 2 minutes. This should be avoided if you're for the critical medical procedures. Just know what are the consequences. Just follow up that as Happy sub. Okay, so this is going to be elaborating on the point said by Happy that people aren't respecting EMS, and like what do you say, Rhythm has said, you guys need to be aware of the severity of the things that your character goes through when you undergo such medical operations surgeries with EMS, because the EMS are giving it their 100% to RP it out with you and give you a good experience, so they expect the same back from you guys. So make sure you guys know the severity, like if you're going in for surgery, if you're going in for ICRP, you should know how that's going to affect your character's health and his current state and condition. So make sure you don't break all of those in character rules and what do you say, basic understanding. That's gonna be next is gonna be Olivia. बाल का कलर से स्टाइल से मुंह पे मास्क लगा हुआ पहचान जाते. Okay, so if you believe that
चिल्लू
someone
का
has
8 GTA कर.
identified you when they shouldn't have, or they have
चिल्लू का
or they
दिख नहीं
have
पा रहा
basically
है.
used OC information to identify you, whether it be you have changed your mask, whether you have changed your hairstyle, you can just go ahead and make a ticket regarding it, and we will review it and see if it was meta or not. I think that should answer it. People using ping command without even opening phone, at least they should open phone once and then just send the ping. Samaji, regarding that, it's not a really big deal, because you cannot expect everyone in the heat of the moment to press the phone button and open the phone and send the ping. And in my understanding, I think it's fine if someone just slash pings and send the message. It's not really a big deal over there. If it comes to talking to respect, there are many jobs in the city. For example, mechanic. As I do, people from the gang thinks their superior knowledge I have is that that never mind how big your gang is, people do not respect any kind of person who has these kinds of jobs. Gangs cannot survive without citizens, so it's a request that gang people please remember that line, that person in front of you. Okay, so guys, basically what this point is about, having in character and in character respect for each other's characters. All right. So obviously it's a gang character. We can expect the gang character to be a little bit fierce and what do you say, aggressive. But again, you guys should have in character and out of character respect for each other's characters, and just not roll over someone else's RP completely just because they're being nice to you, right? That should answer your point.
Mm,
PTS from
yeah,
Ashu something.
yeah,
Okay, go.
Ashu का मैं देखता हूँ. PDS something like gang needs civilian to turn their black money white will increase civilian gang RP. So yeah, Ashu, you can initiate that role play yourself. Like go and yeah, be creative. Do अपने आप देख लो उसका. There will be supportive RP players who will appreciate your idea and
अरे
do
मीटिंग चल रही
RP
है,
with
करता
you.
हूँ बात.
You can take watches या फिर कुछ भी जो भी होता है वो गैंग से ले सकते हो, and you can do money laundering for them. Like it's up to you how you do your role play. Rajabita, do we have a mask for Ismail Bhai? So जो pet characters हैं, they can take permission in the tickets from admins, and there is an option in barber shops where you can change your pet characters. So yeah, but you can do it after taking permission from admins only. So there's a solution for you, Keg. Yeah, you can go ahead, Evita.
Yeah. You just did cake, right? Okay. So ped mass. If they add it in the future, we'll let you know. Apart from that, you can role play it out. Uh, PTS city में जो gangs है, I see many times they prefer gunplay over roleplay. Mostly, I've already talked about this. And जो gangs है वो हमेशा gang ना करके जब ज़रूरत हो तब करे बाकी time. Yeah, okay. So his main point is again about gunplay over roleplay and gangs just roaming around in hurdles. And as Kaiser has said as
उनको
well,
बोल
you
हमारा
should just not stay
जो
all the
मतलब
time camping at your hood with your 15-member gang and wherever you go, staying in that same group. And you should try to get out of
अबे
your comfort
पागल है
zone,
क्या
RP with new people,
मेलबर्न
interact with
कम्युनिटी
others,
मीटिंग में ये
because
थोड़ी
you never know,
पूछेगा
you might find some better RP over there as well. So don't stay huddled up in one group and gang throughout your experience in RP and throughout your day all the time. All right, just make the effort to go meet new people and discover more opportunities for your character. If there is no DOC, can we do F8 quit? If you see there is no one to roleplay with, sure. If you think if there's someone coming up or you know that someone's coming soon, it's better if you try to roleplay with them. But obviously, like if there's no DOC in there and you gotta go, you're more than welcome to F8 quit. Okay, so ninjas got multiple. POV should be mandatory for gang fights. All right. If someone is using slash me thinking something for RP, many people react to that because no one can think what he slash she is thinking in a mind. There must be a dark chat section so it will be easier for all of us to deal illegal RP things there. Okay. So POV for gang fights, I believe you're trying to say if there's a violation of any rule, so everyone should have a POV for the gang fights. Is that what you're trying to say? If you could just answer in meeting, Jen. Okay. So yeah, if there's a POV, that's great. But yeah, there's always other ways of getting information, and it's not something that we can make mandatory because not everyone has computers that can support recording and playing GTA 5 at the same time. Because most of you know 5M is quite intensive because of the scripts and etc. So we cannot make that mandatory. But if it's there, that's great. Otherwise, we can work our way around it. It's not a big deal. If someone is okay, yeah. So if someone is just let Rasha go ahead and show the thing out. Okay. So if someone is doing slash me thinking etc. So people basically taking slash me things which are related to the characters, thoughts
better.
etc. Oh that
I'm sorry. You can go ahead.
no way. So if someone is slash me thinking, he's basically portraying something about what his character is doing currently, his emotion basically. He's trying to say, okay, he's thinking right now. He's thinking about it. He puts it over there to extend the RP. But if people are using that information to change the scenario in their favor, that's obviously not right. But to a certain extent, it's alright because if you're trying to extend the RP scenario with the use of displaying your feelings to others, it's okay. But yeah, you should not take that thing out of context and use it to your advantage. And there must be a dark chat section. You guys can be more than welcome to RP it out within the server. I don't think there needs to be additional Discord channels created because the goal of RP is to keep it within the server as much as possible and keep Discord and forum interaction as minimum. So I'm pretty sure you guys are smart enough to figure out a way in character to deal with all the illegal items. PTS gang fights. All right, I'm gonna leave that. PTS. Sometimes people want to follow the in-game time, and sometime OC time. Which one you say? Which one? For example, people say एक दिन बाद IC दे दो, but we are giving it after let's say 5 minutes. वापस आ जाए वहाँ पे. Okay, so please don't run after treatment of people. Just comes for no counter RP. Okay, so his second point, first of all, is running after treatment. If your character is injured, you have to portray your character's injuries accordingly. If he's got a leg injury, you guys have to RP it out accordingly, limp for a while, and just to make sure that your character is living through his injuries and not portraying it as if he's in a game. So again, if people just start running after having a major injury as if nothing's happened without any rest time period, etc., it's clearly power gaming. And the second thing is about OC time. That's something you guys can decide with each other. If someone wants OC one day
अरे
RP,
ये
if
उसका
someone
हो
wants
रहा
in
है
character one day RP, that's something between the doctors and the role player to decide. That's not something staff should intervene in. And again, like obviously you should not be forcing ICU RP on someone and expecting. So if you guys are taking an ICU RP, like Ridhum said as well, you should be aware of the consequences that is going to happen onto your body. So you cannot expect I want to go into ICU and then ask to leave after 5 minutes. So keep it realistic. Your character is going to have some consequences after going into the ICU. His injury must be that severe that it needs to be held into the ICU. So again,
2.2
don't
इंडिया
role
पाकिस्तान
play out of a character traits basically.
इंडिया
Why don't we keep
पाकिस्तान में खेल
license
रहे
for
हैं
guns? Okay, so gun license will be up in 2.0. There's nothing to discuss about in that. If it can be voice, then good. Else, at one point, why don't we start like adding an Instagram emoji in Discord and IC Media, and we can use it as Instagram? People calling it that you guys are more than welcome to go ahead and be creative with in character media. There's no restrictions over there. It's just that you guys keep it in character and follow the server channel rules, etc. Like the formats, like this channel is to be used for this channel is to be used for that, etc. So you guys are more than welcome to use your creative minds and play around with those channels. um okay, PTS Starcoin recycle franchise should be changed regularly so everyone gets an opportunity. You guys should RP it out in character, RP it out with the owner, RP it out with the employees, see what you can do. You shouldn't be dependent on staff to go ahead and help you with that. Everything should be done within RP itself. Can we have a proper format in IC Media and other dark web channel for legal stuff? Dark web channel, like I said, maybe in the future, but for now, I'm pretty sure you guys can think about something or some way to help you out within the server to communicate black market and illegal items. And IC Media proper format, you guys can go ahead. You can use it as Twitter. You can use it as Instagram, whatever. Just make sure you follow the server channel description. That is, it is to be used for in-character media. I don't want people putting their RP clips up there or putting OC screenshots or things which don't come under in character. So you guys will just be straight away muted or maybe even muted for a longer period of time for maybe a day or week, etc. Nowadays, people are getting more frank and using slang and abusing words to anyone and everyone. So please maintain a level and don't disrespect anyone. This shows the kind of people pay in SVRP, so PD and EMS get as well. Okay, so to answer your point, Egoy Yadav, everyone's character is different. So the time the character spends in the city, he might have developed his character to be like that. So we cannot tell someone to not be use abusive words or slang. If it's an OC, if there's an OC agreement between the two and they both are okay with the abuses and slang, there's no issue in that as well. But obviously if someone asks you not to abuse or to avoid it, you guys should abide by that. And yeah, it's everyone's character. You guys should roleplay according to characters, portray your characters traits, etc. And his backstory. If your character is a really what do you say nice guy, he doesn't really abuse, etc., and you just walk up on a PD guy and start abusing him and saying like what's up and talking slang, it obviously shows that you're going out of character and not following a backstory. So just
Yeah.
keep an
And
eye
for
out on
this,
that.
like, you can always use OOC. You guys have permission. Okay, so Abhi PTS use of chopper access for multiple ranks rather than the top tier ranks in Weasel News. Use of chopper access for multiple ranks. So yeah, Abhi iska RP it out. You have your like head uh, Imran. Usse you can RP it out. PTS people kidnapping officer for small reasons, at least there should be a very strong reason to kidnap them. Trolling police for just no reason should be decreased. Like PD is something to be respected. Yeah, you should always show fear in front of police officers. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि पुलिस ऑफिसर्स वहाँ पे एंड यू गाइज आर जस्ट लाइक ट्रॉलिंग देम बकचोदी कर रहे हो या कुछ भी कर रहे हो सो हैव सम रिस्पेक्ट एंड फियर ऑफ of police officers.
Yeah, well, obviously like trolling a cop for the purpose of getting a reaction out of him and then basing an RP scenario on that reaction so that you can get an advantage. For example, like agitating a cop continuously for the sole purpose that he chases you and then you kidnap him and take him to a robbery. That comes under cop baiting and that's like a violation of criminal Leo interaction rules. So make sure you're not trolling cops for the sole purpose of kidnapping or shooting them down, etc. And your character should be mindful about the consequences of kidnapping and office of the law, because we will start implementing it in character. There'll be more severe and severe punishments for you, but it should be you should have the common you should be able to understand that you're kidnapping a officer and you're not just you're not playing a game. Your character should be aware of the consequences that might fall over him for doing such a deed. Right, burger short keys. Don't know about that. If it comes up in the future, we'll let you know. Um, long beers can be another section, like under section. Redox, that's completely related to development. There must be a reason in terms of development for for them to be an undershirt. And if in the future we see a need to shift them over into the mass sections, etc., we'll be more than happy to do that. Okay, Rana Pratap, when PD tries to chase, if they escape, it's well and good. But if PD apprehends people, people start to say PD does try hard and attitude should change. When during chase, we have seen people repairing vehicles and using a repair kit if vehicle disabled when they're surrounded by PD. I feel this should not be appreciated. Few gangs and people pull out a gun on traffic stop, and I feel this should stop. Okay, the third part I'm just gonna go away straight. If you guys are pulling out guns and shooting cops on a traffic stop, that comes under low effort RP, and you'll just get straight away banned for that. Last point is few gangs.
Aviator.
Yeah, one second.
Aviator.
Yeah. So last point is few gangs, especially few gang members, are always in. We are we are in gang and we'll do whatever we like. Even this attitude should change as this will restrict their RP. Yeah, so gang members believing yourself to be invincible at all times in every scenario is wrong. You guys do have a slight edge over normal civilians, obviously, because you're a gang member, you're a little bit dangerous. But yeah, you should not be spending your 90% of the time in the server just doing gang shit all the time and behaving as if you're invincible. And starting with this first point is PD tries to chase. Okay, so guys, in character, if you guys are using the word PD tryhard, that's absolutely stupid because it's a cop. His RP is to catch a criminal, and so if you guys are what do you say, robbing a bank or shooting someone in a code and PD tries a little bit harder or puts a little bit more effort to catch you, there's no such thing as tryhard. They are doing it well within their boundaries unless they're power gaming, which is completely a different topic. So there's a clear distinction between power gaming and tryhard. So you guys should be able to distinguish those two scenarios and not every time getting caught, you should not just say, okay, PD is tryharding. There's a clear distinction between a police officer power gaming and a police officer tryharding. And repairing vehicles, I don't know about that. Maybe in the future, if we see that being happen a lot of times. For now, I don't see it happen that often. It happens on a few circumstances. So for now, it's fine. But again, don't take advantage of this. Don't just keep repairing your cars every time they get damages. Don't keep spamming the repair kit. Your car does have, it's like a machine at the end of the day. So at one point,
Also,
it is going
repair
to be
mechanics are changed quite a bit now.
yeah.
So yeah.
I think that
Um,
answers Rana's point.
Okay, so PTS, please do not make street races legal, really going against the whole purpose of MNC. Yeah, we try to make races always legal. Like we want police officers to chase the racers. So yeah, we are actually doing that only. And it's in the hands of community, the MNC. They can do whatever they want. Nothing is restricted here. PTS, there should be more shops like Taco, so any civilian or businessman can buy and progress their RP. Um, there are a few more business, like there will be a few more business which will be added in 2.0. So yeah, you can RP it out. People should use Yellow Pages instead of Twitter. So yeah, Yellow Pages का ज़्यादा यूज़ होना चाहिए. Twitter पे ही there should like mechanics who are available in the city, they should post on Yellow Pages so that people can contact you directly, because वहाँ पे फ़ोन नंबर भी आ जाता है साथ में तुम्हारा. तो या Yellow Pages का जो यूज़ है उसको थोड़ा इंक्रीज करो.
Okay. So Nili, I think you missed a few. I'll start
Mhm.
reading from the top. So Apache, use of cash tags for all black market and illegal activities. Apache, I think this is also something you guys should RP it out. I don't feel ki इसको inorganic करना चाहिए organically. अगर if you guys want to use cash tags as barter items for other illegal items, I think feel free to do that. Uh, Bringing game mechanics, I know our developers are working hard, but again, putting everything through game mechanics would be difficult. So please, if you, it's definitely a good idea. So definitely, I think if you can bring that RP from the ground, that'll be more amazing to see. Going, many people found that whenever they're down or injured, they're going AFK while doctors try to interact. Example, me checking pulse, removing mask, so don't give response when they're fully treated. AFK pillbox. Yeah, so there is a proper thing about AFK, guys. I know being RP, you have to be a little bit vigilant when you have to be AFK. Just try to make sure, again, in situations wherein you're down, there's someone close by you, you are in an active situation. Wahan pe do not go AFK. AFK. There's a certain time limit wherein I think should be okay. There's a very for a small period, you got a call, you have to, go answer the door or something वैसा कुछ है, feel free to, I think, um go AFK for that. Just make sure 10 minutes without giving any response, that's not a time. If you're not in active situation, please try reconnecting, go disconnect from the server. But if in case you're in an active situation, that'll definitely fall under low effort RP. Things like that, please, needs to be brought to our attention. Okay. So, PTS, some people try to initiate RP with DOC and just ignores DOC's RP. It breaks our RP. In every 2 minutes, we need to on off our voice issues. Please make unrealistic jumps. Okay. So, unrealistic jumps while in chases, where you feel that there's something which is done super unrealistically. That's again making wrong use of game mechanics. Bring that to us. Every 2 minutes we need to on off. We're actually working on it. Really sorry, guys, but voice. I think you guys would have a better experience. Again, if we keep getting the same feedback in T 2.0, we are fixing it as we speak. So we're working on it daily. Um, Again, they do not initiate RP with DOC and just ignore DOC RPs. Again, there are people. That's the thing about counter RP. There are people who are giving time to a lot of different kind of RPs. I would request you guys to respect and give a lot of counter RP to them in situations like this. So yep, that's it. Okay, just give me 1 second. Where are we? Nobody standard Legion and don't do jobs where in which we have to roam like taxi jobs because they're easy horses. They become horses. Gods give them numbers. Again, guys, as from a business standpoint, I would say please, those are things like the the example that you're mentioning about taxi and all those jobs will हम लोग का सिटी का आरपी को इंक्रीज करेगा. So make sure, guys, if you can, help them, if they're doing show some supportive RP. Definitely, if not being easy hostage, अगर किसी situation में definitely they are becoming hostage. There's nothing that we can do about. I think we'd not like to get ourselves involved so much that we impose you guys into so much rule play that the role play is lost somewhere. तो वो नहीं होना चाहिए. But then definitely, yeah, as Kaiser said, as everyone else said, there are situations where we see that the whole server is full, but we are not finding people to interact or to talk to. That's definitely a thing which should not happen. So please, I think this is again a point which corresponds to that. Again, police should stay away and do code 6 during gang wars rather than, this is a PD point. I'll let someone from the PD to take this forward. So yeah, I'll probably not be the right person to take.
What was the point again?
It says police should stay away and do code 6 during gang
Okay.
war rather than
Alright,
going
alright,
in
alright.
between gangs and giving them.
So regarding gang fights and police, just give us a little bit of time. We'll go ahead and we'll discuss it. We'll note your point down about the gang fight and how you believe you want PD to interact, and we'll let you know. Maybe we'll change the SOPs. It's all SOPs at the end of the day. We can just instruct our cops not to do so. So I think that should be good.
If you are doing gang fight in city, police can obviously interact. मतलब सिटी में अगर करोगे तो वो आपके बीच में ऑब्वियसली आएंगे, तो ट्राई करोगे आउट ऑफ सिटी करो.
Yeah, so इन PD's SOP there are certain places जो public places वगैरह है, वहाँ पर अगर आपका गैंग फाइट हो रहा है तो पुलिस को करना ही पड़ेगा आपको वो गैंग फाइट में इंडल्ज, cause public places में गैंग फाइट्स आर नॉट अलाउड, so PD will come intervene and stop your fight as well. So ये नहीं होना चाहिए कि why did PD come or so. Still we are fixing things, so very soon we'll keep a meeting as well and discuss these points later on as well.
Okay, moving ahead. So, Pascal's points. First, a lot of people know about the new feature that's going to come in terms of driver, where the driver can't shoot. I just want to put it out there that people should not drive alone with switch seats against switchback, because it'll be a major loophole around it. Definitely, Pascal, that would definitely come under a lot of low effort in power gaming. So yeah, we should not do that. Um, we are actually I think the little bit the focus of adding this game mechanics was that the driver would be more focused towards a little bit of driving rather than, I think there's that thing that they wanted to impose. Again, if we feel that that's something that needs to be changed, the staff was discussing it, so we'll let you guys know if there will be any change about it. Using pass out emote in situations like war should not be allowed, especially using pass out in cars should be power gaming. A lot of people should do that. Definitely, I think it's a point that we could discuss in details. I'll make a note of it, Pascal. And if any other admin wants to address that right now, definitely can. If you guys want to discuss about it later, I can make a note of it and we can discuss and probably send you guys a rule reminder about it.
Yeah, we'll note down this point about pass out emotes and being expert. We'll explore the opportunities with it, and we'll let you know if there's any changes or alterations regarding it.
Okay, sure. Pillbox is treated as a meetup zone, not a place where people get treated. People chill at pillbox. Whatever. Again, I know I have seen myself. There are doctors, EMS people who are always, trying to talk to people, motivate people to not stand there if they've been treated. They're not waiting for someone if there's no active RP going, to leave the situation, to leave the area. Be more particular. I would say, guys, there are so many other places wherein you guys can hang out, and then probably there are places where you can, be more creative, give a little bit more RP to other role players as well. There are nightclubs, there are restaurants, with we bringing so much more into 2.0, I think we'd like you guys to, use it to the best potentially, possible. So yeah, I would say definitely point taken. Pascal, definitely that's a suggestion to everyone. Please go ahead and do that. Our response to Ziavier's example of a civilian making a gang member hostage. If I know my gang member is being made a hostage, I would go save him. If I don't, I'd be rather breaking my own character or let someone else role play. Okay. Again, I think I'll also involve Z and Kaiser and Nelly into answering this, in detail to you,
Mm,
Pascal, because again, we have seen in situations where, and I hope if you are on the other end, I feel, you could also understand that how it breaks the other, the
okay,
robbers RP.
let me explain the
Sure, Nelly, go ahead,
scenario.
take.
Okay, so gang member को hostage बनाया, then you go there to save him, all right. But remember that he is at a gunpoint. If you do something funny, he'll die eventually, right? So वहाँ पे एक scenario create कर सकते हो ना. You can exchange hostages. We are not telling you कि तुम वहाँ नहीं जा सकते, but you cannot just go there and ruin their role play. So yeah, exchanging of hostages can be done there. जिसमें लाइक उनका भी रोल प्ले खराब नहीं होगा, तुम्हारा भी नहीं होगा, राइट?
Yeah, I
सो
feel
बस
like with this one, we're not trying to limit your RP. We're trying to give you a better direction in which you should RP it out, rather than just doing the casual shit like hands up, give me my friend back, and that's about it. Because the other person at one point will just get upset like, "Bhai low, bhai nahi karna, jao." So at the end of the day, it's not limiting you guys; it's just giving you a different direction to go in. Yeah, go ahead, Light.
Okay. So next point. Thank you, Nelly. Will we be able to switch characters without quitting the game in 2.0? Pascal, I think we'll let you know about this because that's the reason we are keeping the servers not open till tomorrow. Is these are things that we want to check. There are change logs which say whatever they say, we need to verify, rectify those things, as staffs before we give it to you guys to, have a better experience. So, again, my answer would be yes, but then we'll let you know if there is any difference in what
Just don't
happens.
do it until
I
an
just don't
announcement.
do, yeah,
Yeah.
just don't do it until any announcement happens. Okay, I feel police enters every situation, comes in between situations. They should be scared in gang situations going on. There could be how many ever, not a maximum of 10. Okay, so again, for police situations, as Keza said, it is true. There's something happening in city. They being law enforcement officers, it's their job to risk their lives to save the civilians. There will be situations that there will be they definitely obviously that they and I think they had a really good discussion. I think Rashid could talk a little bit more detail or Z could talk a little bit more details about it, but I think there was a discussion where they know that there is a lot of VRP that they're also following. They're making sure that there's no win situations wherein they back out at the right time, and their lives are also valuable. So that thing is already in place, but then I hope you also understand, Pascal, that there would be situations wherein uh the whole purpose of their job is to a lot of times risk their lives to save civilians, make sure that there is peace and law enforcement set in the city. So I think involvement definitely could not be stopped, but yeah, we have definitely they have been talking about it themselves. There were situations where they feel that they could not win, they would back out a little bit early, come out of the situation. So yeah. Is there a way we can make fake Twitters? I think not, because again, the phone has not changed. It's going to be the same phone. So yeah, I think my answer would be no.
You can post your media in IC media, like, anyways. So yeah, for now you can just post your uh, you know things which you want to post anonymously on IC media.
Okay,
Any
sure.
fix for clone slash duplication of vehicles? mm, I think it's fixed now. Like,
Yeah, it is fixed. As I said, again, these are things which I'd say are fixed as per the change logs. But guys, हम लोग को थोड़ा time दो. हम लोगों ने server अभी तभी रखा हुआ है. मतलब the after all the migrations, we're gonna spend 2 hours of rigorous testing on it. 2-3 hours of very rigorous testing before we give it to you guys. We're gonna run by all the change logs one by one, and make sure कि जब आप लोगों के पास आए, अगर कोई मेजर बग रह जाता है, we'll make sure that we highlight those things. We'll probably make a different text channel for it and highlight those things, or probably pin those things that these are things you guys still not do until the fix is out. But yeah, most of these things would be fixed. Clone duplication of vehicles, I'm very positive that it's fixed.
people in the server are sitting AFK after joining the server because of that. Others are not able to join. For that, admins are active, and they kick the people who are AFK for more than 15 to 20 minutes. If you want to go AFK, I think it's better to uh, leave the server, because काफ़ी reports आ रही हैं जिसमें people are AFK and guys robbing them. So yeah, इसका थोड़ा ख्याल रखो. If you are going to be AFK, then you should leave the server. Because of gang RP and grinding, civilian RP is dying slowly, even if 100 people are in the server. Yeah, exactly. Keza said that already. कि अपना जो RP है वो थोड़ा डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करो सर्वर में. ऐसा ना हो कि 10 से 15 लोग एक ही जगह खड़े हैं 2 घंटे तक. तो या थोड़ा डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन होना चाहिए सर्वर में रोल प्ले का. There are literally thousands of things which you can do if you are creative enough. So yeah, just distribute your role play. People need to understand not to forcefully join or disturb a particular RP situation where only certain number of people are required, not against others joining the situation, but a situation or RP is initiated for others to enjoy not to disturb or doing force RP just to steal some content out of it. Respecting others' roleplay and allowing them to execute will be appreciated. Yeah, exactly. If you are somehow involved in that situation, तो सामने वाले की RP भी respect करनी चाहिए. And if you are not a part of that situation, if you want to be the part of that situation, तो उधर you should always think कि अगर तुम उस situation को join कर रहे हो, so how you can, you know, how you can work towards the betterment of that situation. ऐसा ना हो कि तुम्हारे ज्वाइन होने से वो सिचुएशन उनकी खराब हो गई, जो रोल प्ले कर रहे थे प्लेयर्स उनका भी लाइक मूड ऑफ हो गया. सो ऑलवेज थिंक बिफोर यू ज्वाइन any situation. Want to speak icy as a cop. Can we give VM gaming unmute?
Yeah, give me. Let's do the text PTS first.
Okay.
We'll do all the voice PTS at the end.
South side or east side gangs fighting on Vinewood, destroying whole city's peace atmosphere. Gang fight should be in gangs areas or something that they hold, not like taking advantages of cars and playing rocket leagues all over the city, destroy all the civil. I mean, they are gangs. This totally depends on their RP where they wanna fight or where they wanna do the gang shit. So we cannot like force them to do gang fights in Palito or Sandy only. It's their choice. So yeah, but ramming should be the minimum. There should not be ramming in gang fights. Like it's borderline VDM. So yeah, avoid ramming. Any plans of whitelisting gangs in future, cause it will limit gang RP and people who won't. I mean, official gangs, whitelisting gangs, this is like some made up shit. If you are doing gang RP, then you are a gang in the city. Like everything is IC in SVRP. There is nothing like हम gang को official बना रहे हैं अभी whitelist कर रहे हैं.
Exactly. That would be
Yep.
RP limiting if we limit someone from being a gang or
Yep.
not. You guys, that's the whole point of roleplay to
If you are
have the
progressing your
independent.
character towards a gang, like making a gang or joining a gang, then just do it. Like nobody is stopping you. Gangs not fearing police. Yeah, you should always respect cops in front of you. They are the law enforcers, so yeah, they can put you in the jails. You should always respect and fear the cops, even if you are a gangster or cop, a gangster or a like a criminal. No progressive RP for gang fights. Mostly gang fights are taken for the content. Yeah, you should put more efforts and more story behind a gang fight. ये ना हो कि एक दिन में इसने मुझे गाली दी, let's go for a gang fight या फिर something like that. There should be a bit like a good story, a healthy story behind behind the gang wars or gang fights. I think yeah, we are done with Abdullah. Next, Kancha want command for race. There is a command for race in our server. इसके प्लीज का या इसके प्लीज का भी हो गया है, क्रॉकी का भी हो गया है, रेट्रो का भी हो गया है. Then we'll move to Nine Trick. Making gang fights as tedium and kind of scripted. Yeah, as like already I have said it, there should be healthy stories behind the gang wars या फिर gang fights. It should not be like आज gang fight करनी है, let's go to the server. There should be a healthy role play behind it. Is there any option to change the name of characters, like जिसका proper name नहीं है, फिर stylish name है, he wants to change, तो change कर सके. Yeah, for that you can do RP with DOJ. हम लोग थोड़ी एक्सेप्शंस बना देते हैं जिसको ज़्यादा नीड होती है. लाइक वी डोंट प्रोवाइड द नेम चेंज ऑफ कैरेक्टर टू एवरीवन, बट जहाँ पे ज़रूरत होती है ही कैन RP it out with DOJ. Try to do more RP with new people rather doing with same people every time. Yep. Distribute your role play और लोगों के साथ जितना role play you will get bored if you do a role play only with one group या फिर you do only one thing in the server. When you come to the server, always think कि what new, what creative, what new can you explore every day. So yeah, there are thousands of things which you can do if you are creative enough. Please add slot increase. Yeah, more slots will be there in 2.0. We just don't know the number, so yeah, we cannot confirm on that, but there will be more slots. What about the optimization? Will we get better performance in 2.0? Yeah, you will get like less ping because we have moved to Mumbai servers, so you'll get a lot less ping.
There's
Yeah,
a
you will
lot
in all you will get better performance in 2.0
exactly.
for sure.
Performance is completely subjective on your computers, but we hope that there should be a good amount of boost for most of you guys, and most of you will be able to find out once the server comes online tomorrow, mostly.
People should stop going to military base and aircraft carriers to get helicopters. It's fail RP. As said by Easy MJ, you should not do that. Also, like uh, without mentioning in their backstory, people already know how to fly helicopters, or like the things which they shouldn't know how to do. So you should put more efforts, you have put more thoughts in your role play. Just because it's GTA 5, you should not go to like military bases or any restricted area and do whatever you want. You should think about your actions. Doing unrealistic jumps from cars is something which comes under power gaming. It should be avoided. Yeah, everybody is whitelisted here. I think they should know what power gaming is, and if they are repeating these unrealistic jumps, if you want to report that, you can always open a ticket regarding that, and will take action against such things. Can there be some limitation for gang because every second person is part of a gang, resulting no civilian RP? Well, we cannot control people's role play. What they want to do, they will. So yeah, I'll just say distribute. If you are a gang member or something, you should distribute your role play, or else eventually you will get bored of like gang role play also. So you should always distribute your role play and do something, uh, like do other things also. Uh, I do the recycle job in city, and I'm in recycle center from October. But nowadays, I mostly see that for earning more money from materials, people just do shift takes so they can earn more money. But think it's power gaming as per my knowledge. Um, Grinding should be minimum, but it's part of the role play. Grinding helps people to progress their story. So if they do that, it's all right, but it should be minimum. There should always be some role play involved in grinding also. If like, there should be efforts from players to put more effort in your role play, like to grind or something. Grinding is nothing wrong, but it should be minimum. You should be having a proper storyline which belongs to your character. Like there should be progression. Food items should only be available in restaurants, so places like Burger Shot or similar business will get more RP. Yeah, I agree with it, and yeah, we are in talks with Foster already. After 2.0 and all the things which are remaining, will give more focus on these things like Burger Shots or small businesses to to produce more RP in the server. Light, you can take over.
Sure. Thank you, Nelly. Also, Ashu, until we get that fixed as per as I said, in the game mechanics, I think if we give each other, enough supportive RP, we can still make the food businesses and other business RP run. So yeah, it's on the community to help each other, make those RP situations and scenarios work out. So yeah, we'll let you guys, have a little bit more, be a little bit more creative and have a little bit more fun with it. Okay, so Jack says, okay, as I said that EMS is not replied for things like pulse is the biggest issue. People from EMS doesn't give properly to reply using slash me. Haven't seen. I want to learn like saying pulse low instead of they simply saying your pulse seems okay. Secondly, I wanted to give counter RP to EMS by coming to doctors or saying sadly never got a chance to opposite party. Okay, thank you, Jack, for putting this forward. Again, with a lot of current interview sessions, Jack, and for everyone, I think what we have seen is people do mention these things when we talk about quality RP scenarios and what do they feel that how quality RP should depict in a server. उनके हिसाब से क्या thoughts होने चाहिए quality RP के. I have heard these examples so many times. If it's not happening, that's seriously very sad. Guys, please be more supportive with each other's RP. Again, EMS is one of the very amazing and a very difficult RP to do in any roleplay server, to be very honest. I think be very kind and humble towards their RP, support their RP. Again, there are not a lot of people who could do that, to be very honest. The people who will very easily get bored out of those things. So just respect whatever they're doing for the community and for the server. Okay, thank you, Jack. Then there are no cops till 4 5 p.m. and when they come, everyone who is waiting for a robbery triggers a bank, which causes multiple robberies, and most of the time they do not get very much chase. A cooldown system could be really helpful. Yes, a cooldown system would be really helpful, and with I think that's one thing that he mentioned that we saw a lot of situations जिसके लिए हमने एक rule reminder भी किया था, which is the server started to look like a robbery simulator. We don't want that situation to happen. So there would be a cooldown system implemented, which was there, I think, in the very beginning. We didn't want to do that. We actually thought that that'll again limit a lot of things, but then we saw that there's that thing happening, so we'll make sure that that thing comes back. I think this is one of the situations where you say that the cops are not available. I think I'll let Z take over. He's the person who can know. Z or Rusher, I think they're
So
available.
I think what the main problem with this right now is, as far as I remember, bank cards have certain timings, and I believe that most of you guys attempt to rob it. These chain robberies are basically because the cards work at that time only. So at this moment in time, I get it that it's not a fault of yours because you're trying to rob your bank. You don't know how many people are robbing it, but you have to be mindful as well that PD is role played by actual people. It's not NPC. So there's not going to be an unlimited amount available. So there are going to be certain times. Most of the time, we're not going to get an officer to respond to your robbery. And you have to also know that PD is not here just to attend your robberies. There are many times where PD might be interacting with a civilian or might be putting their effort in investigating something. So it should not be expected of a cop to show up at every single robbery. And obviously, if you know that the cops aren't available and they are not appearing at robberies, you shouldn't be triggering them continuously to take advantage of the fact. So, and regarding the cooldown, hopefully with 2.0 we should see a robbery cooldown. But if it doesn't get implemented, either way, I believe that we can trust our community on this to understand the basic that at the end of the day, police cannot respond to every situation. um, PTS changing walk styles to gain advantage of a situation. If you're injured or you're changing your walk style to get an advantage and are basically role playing out of a character traits, it's power gaming, for example. If your character is hurt badly and he cannot walk properly because he's injured, and you change your walk style to brave or tough, etc., for the sole purpose of being able to run again, it's power gaming. We've given bans in the past and we won't stop there. So if there are any clips regarding that, feel free to report it. Rockstar Editor 2.0, at this moment, I cannot answer that. But if it does get implemented, we will let you know. Can we have some extra events in the afternoon or evening so people without prior can also participate? Surely, I think a lot of people who organize events are sitting here as well. And we will try to change the dynamics of events, make sure they take place throughout the time, throughout the day, and not just saturated towards the night. PTS from Apache, all business RPs, etc., should be taken away from inactive RPs and must be handed over to people willing to do that RP. Apart from that, action must be taken against people giving out jobs and opportunities inaugurally to their OC friends. So, about inactive RPers holding businesses, etc., you are more than welcome to RP it out with the business owner, etc., everything. And yeah, that's something to be done within RP itself and not handled OC by staff unless it's a special scenario. And obviously people giving out opportunities etc due to OC friendships and not having IC relations and backstories etc to what do you say, rationalize and answer to that opportunity. That's again comes as roleplay blurring, because you are basically taking your OC friendship in character, and if you see that someone is giving an opportunity to someone without any RP taking place or without any character build up or progression right there, you can report it. PD as such have a lot of advantage regard to game mechanics. However, people who just do PD RP need to understand that crims spend a lot of their time per activity to take unfair advantage and to take unfair advantage of these apprehend the crimes, especially with stuff like randomly making someone remove their mask without any reason and then flexing their PD status. Okay, so if an officer is flexing his PD status, that's completely up to the RP. Although I wouldn't recommend an officer just go around flaunting I'm a cop and I can do anything. Like gangs aren't invincible, neither are cops. So there should be a clear balance between the two. You should know the limits of your character and his traits, etc. And with the fact that you're talking about advantage of game mechanics, if you see someone taking advantage of game mechanics, that's power gaming. I think that's pretty obvious. You can come and report it. And about the fact that people, what do you say, crims having a lot to lose, I think that's what they're trying to say over here. I do agree with that, and in accordance with that, the PT, if I'm being open, the PD has been adjusted in accordance with that to give the criminals a fair chance. And I don't think that we are at that state where PD is completely overpowered. So I believe we have balanced that quite a bit. But I will take that into consideration. And if you believe that the PD is still overpowered, and we as staff see that the PD is in a scenario where crims are what do you say, it's not a balance, we will make some change. But for this moment in time, I think we do have a decent amount of balance between the two.
गाइस मैं आ रहा हूँ मैं थोड़ा
We're gonna
मेडिसिन
move over
वगैरह
to
खा कर आता हूँ
bombastic. People don't 311. They bring their friends on their own. So guys, that's pretty obvious. I've done that myself. It happens sometimes accidentally. But yeah, you guys need to make sure you 311 EMS are there to give supportive RP and take supportive RP from you. So if you guys just completely ruin the RP by just taking your friend and checking them in, there's no point of being on an RP server. So make sure you RP out with EMS. People don't maintain decorum at hospital. They park the vehicle there wherever they want, wear masks. I think this has already been done and this needs to be dealt with IC. With the fact that people are staying at pillbox all the time, the police have been instructed to give those people tickets of a certain. I cannot remember the law at this moment, but yeah, you can handle it IC. I don't think it's really an OC issue. And Nelly has always has given you an example that you have multiple spots throughout the city where you can take your RP, and you should spread your RP throughout the city rather than concentrated at one area. And I have seen people doing 311 from in water, phone etc. don't work in water, and sometimes they're heavily shot rifle bullets. They shoot in 311. Okay, so regarding the 311 in water, if someone's 311ing in water from themselves, that is obviously power gaming because your phone isn't working. But however, if you 311 using a local call, or example, a local fisherman saying that local fisherman, I've spotted someone drowning over here, etc., that is more than valid. And in a scenario where you've been shot down with bullets as well, I mean, you're shooting bullets. People are ought to hear you around. So you can always RP it out with a call saying local call. There are shots fired here. Someone's down. Or obviously you shouldn't do something that what do you say comes under power gaming, or something that basically breaks character. But yeah, using locals as a method of contacting EMS is more than valid. If war is going on between two gangs, people come and gather around for the sake of masala. I think they should show fear in the life. Okay, so if two gangs are in a shootout, it's pretty obvious. If you're a civilian and you see two gang members shooting out class 1, class 2, or high rifles, etc., your character has to show some fear in that regard and cannot just go over there and walk around, make fun out of it, talk nuisance over there, and just for the sake of masala. Like obviously you have to RP it out. Your character should be scared. Like the bullets flying around, a stray bullet may come and hit you, and that's just something for you guys to deal with in RP. I don't think as a whitelisted community these points need to be really put out there. But yeah, we'll note that down. If we see anyone not following this, we'll be taking action on it. And the final PTS is you can go to your motel if you want to be AFK. Okay, so if you guys want to be AFK for a while, I would suggest you guys disconnect from the server, because at the end of the day, you're going to be holding a slot for someone. You're going to be holding a slot which someone else could utilize. If you're going AFK for just for a few seconds or a minute, or you just grabbing some food or something like that, that's more than okay. But going AFK for extended periods of time, I'm being honest, I've seen people connect at 8 p.m. and they've been AFK for close to 20 to 30 minutes. So we will just start kicking those people who sit AFK in the server, just so that like if you plan on coming to RP at 9:30, and you join the server at 8 just to get in queue and stay AFK for an hour and a half, you're just gonna get kicked instantly for AFK. So I don't think that's something that needs to be discussed about. And yeah, if it's a small period of time, it's okay, stay AFK in game. But if you know you're gonna be out for an extended period of time, it's better to disconnect and give someone else a chance. I think that's all of the PTS, and I just have one final point to convey, which is again, like I've conveyed it before, but it's really important because that's something that's happening excessively in the server, and that is character breaking. So the amount of situations I have seen where people are breaking character and talking OC because just because the situation is paused, it's ridiculous. You guys literally at some points it doesn't look like it's a whitelisted community because there is so much character breaking. Like you're in a scenario, the situation is paused due to some technical break or technical error, etc. That's fine, but you guys go completely OC in that scenario, break your character, refer to out of character things, which is completely not acceptable. And just take this as a very stern warning. If you guys are seen breaking character in scenarios where it is not necessary, you will straight away be banned for a period of 1 month, or your whitelist status might even be revoked. So make sure you guys avoid character breaking and do it only in the scenarios where it is absolutely necessary. So we'll move on to the final PTS, that is the voice PTSs. So for everyone who has, I'll leave Easy MJ for the end because he's gonna have quite a bit to explain about DOC. I'll let Money Dawn, if I'm not, if I didn't spell that incorrectly, go ahead with his points. You're unmuted. You can go ahead.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to basically say that जब मैं ईएमएस में था सो उधर क्या है, मैं अभी भी ईएमएस में हूँ, कि लोग ईएमएस को कभी कभार गाली देके जाते हैं, मीन्स दे आर नॉट रिस्पेक्टिंग ईएमएस. बेसिकली लाइक आई वाज ट्रीटिंग अ पर्सन एंड उसका दोस्त आया, उसने मेरी एम्बुलेंस हॉट वायर की और वो पिल बॉक्स पे लेके चला गया, मेरे को भाग कर उस रोड से पिल बॉक्स तक आना पड़ा. मीन्स देयर इज नो पॉइंट, मतलब ईएमएस को काउंटर आरपी मिलती है बट लोग गालियां भी साथ में बहुत देते हैं, मतलब दे आर लाइक क्यों, मतलब हम अगर उनको कोई सीरियल इंजरी हम कह कि आपके ट्रीटमेंट होगा तो वो मना कर देते हैं. एक बार हमारे डॉक्टर ने उनको ट्रीट किया, सो ट्रीटमेंट का चार्ज होता है नॉर्मल, सो वी आस्क फॉर दैट, दे पंच हिम एंड गो अवे फ्रॉम द पिल बॉक्स.
Yeah, so I think your point is about respecting EMS, right, overall, and
Yes,
role playing
yes,
out
yes.
with them and maintaining a balance in this. So I think we've already mentioned that on multiple accounts. So I think the community has understood that point about what is expected from them in terms of RP over there. So I think that should be your point.
Also, if you face any problems in roleplay, try to find solution in roleplay only. If someone is not respecting you, like as an EMS, or he's abusing you, or he's doing something illegal with you, then you can always go to cops and
Yeah, yes, yes.
file a complaint. So if you face, like, this is for all the whitelisted people, if you face any problems in role play, try to solve that in like role play only. Try to solve it IC. Don't bring it like out in your real life. That will on like that will result in role play blurring only.
All right, so that's one and then done. Okay, so Abdullah wants to talk about gang RP. You're unmuted. You can go ahead.
नहीं, मैंने दोबारा लिख लिया था, वो मेरे सारे पॉइंट्स क्लियर आउट हो चुके हैं.
All right, that's great. Okay. Um, we have anyone else? Okay, so CJ wants to speak regarding cop. Go ahead, CJ.
Hello, I'm audible.
Yeah,
Yeah. So actually, my point is, okay, I'll request you guys, admins and moderators, like अगर मैं कुछ भी like गलत बोलूँ तो please stop me, okay? And like अगर मैं कुछ किसी का personal जा रहा हूँ and मैं किसी का नाम नहीं लूँगा to be honest, and I want to clear as a in character cop as a मैं play करता हूँ cop character, so उसमें मेरे को कुछ points clear out करने हैं. So I'll go ahead कि guys listen, it's the end of the day एक game है, ठीक है? Like it is a game, बट उसको लाइक ऐसे तुम लोग प्ले करो कि रियल लाइफ है, लाइक प्रिटेंड इट्स रियल लाइफ हो रहा है. एंड अकॉर्डिंग टू माई द कॉप कैरेक्टर, लाइक कम ऑन, डोंट टीच द कॉप्स कि तुम लोग क्या कर रहे हो, ठीक है? ये लाइक सर्वर में मैं पर्सनली मैंने बहुत नोटिस किया है कि लाइक यू गाइज आर टीचिंग कॉप्स कि क्या सही है एंड क्या गलत है. वी आर डूइंग आवर जॉब्स एंड लाइक आई वुड लाइक शेयर अ एक्सपीरियंस ऑन दैट कि I was performing a check post, ठीक है? Like एक check post में perform कर रहा था and like एक कार थी, like एक कार के साथ कुछ हुआ and the guy suddenly comes out and like he says मेरे टायर पॉप हो गए, give me the compensation. And I don't want to hear anything, just मेरे को मेरा टायर पॉप हुआ है and give me the compensation, I'll leave. So bro, you can't do like that. In real life you cannot perform like this to actually for a cop कि तुम उसको ऐसे जाके बोलो कि like आरपी हो रहा है, आरपी को करो थोड़ा सा, क्यों चेक पोस्ट हो रहा है, क्यों लाइक कुछ काम हो रहा है, लाइक थोड़ा सा गाइज उसको समझो, ठीक है? एंड रियल लाइफ प्रिटेंड करो कि तुम रियल लाइफ में कोई भी कॉप को जाके तुम ऐसे नहीं बोलोगे कि भाई तू ये क्या कर रहा है एंड तुम व्हाट नॉट, ठीक है? थोड़ा सा प्रोफेशनल रहो गाइज इसमें. एंड वन मोर थिंग कि जब कोई एक अकेला कॉप है या फिर 2-3 कॉप है, ट्राई करो कि उसको बोलने दो थोड़ा. पर्सनली उस सिनेरियो पे लाइक वी वर 3 कॉप्स एंड लिटरली आई हैव अ प्रूफ, वहां पर मोर देन 15 से 20 जन लाइक चढ़ गए ऊपर. वो था लाइक सिनेरियो. इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू हैंडल, लाइक पता नहीं कहाँ से आ गए, लाइक सडनली दे कम एंड दे वर लाइक बोले जा रहे हैं एंड नॉट लिसनिंग जब जब मैं बोल रहा हूँ. एंड एंड कम ऑन गाइज, थोड़ा सा इसको तुम लोग थोड़ा समझो. एंड यू नो एक सिंगल गॉप उसका भी आरपी हो रहा है, आरपी प्रोग्रेशन हो रहा है. डोंट उसके ऊपर चढ़ो मत कि इतने सारे बंदे तो लाइक इट्स इम्पॉसिबल टू हैंडल टू बी ऑनेस्ट. इतने सारे बंदे कहाँ से आ गए उसका थोड़ा समझो एंड थोड़ा सा गाइस प्रोफेशनल रखो कि यू आर स्पीकिंग विद द कॉप्स. एक पॉइंट क्लियर आउट किया था एडमिन मॉडरेटर ने, किसी ने कहा था कि कॉप का तुमको डर होना चाहिए. कम ऑन, डर होना चाहिए बट इतना भी नहीं कि लाइक तुम कुछ ज़्यादा ये करो. एंड ऑफ द डे गेम है, बट इतना रखो कि प्रोफेशनल लगे. इट सीम्स लाइक प्रोफेशनल. और मेरा वही एक मेन पॉइंट है. एंड टू बी ऑनेस्ट एक है लाइक व्हेन यू कोई भी तुम क्राइम कर रहे हो, लाइक कुछ भी एक क्राइम हो रहा है एंड व्हेन वी से कि तुम्हारा लाइक आई गिव यू द एग्जांपल कि मैं बोलूँगा कि तुमको टेल मी योर रेडियो फ्रीक्वेंसी. लाइक आई वांट टू नो योर रेडियो फ्रीक्वेंसी, लाइक तुम्हारा रेडियो फ्रीक्वेंसी क्या है उस टाइम पे. यू कैन नॉट लाइक उसको तुम चेंज नहीं कर सकते. सी एज अ गेम मैकेनिक्स वी कांट, नहीं दिखता है, ठीक है? कि तुमने रेडियो फ्रीक्वेंसी चेंज किया कि तुमने नहीं किया. बट आई हैव नोटिस सम पीपल डूइंग दैट. वो बात करते करते रेडियो निकाल के उसने चेंज कर दिया फ्रीक्वेंसी एंड उसने यू नो प्रिटेंड कर रहा है कि मेरा रेडियो फ्रीक्वेंसी है. गाइज ये टोटली अंडर पावर गेमिंग आता है. थोड़ा सा लाइक इसको भी समझो कि थिंग्स डजंट वर्क दैट टाइम. एंड छोटी छोटी बातों पे गाइज कोड रेड ठीक है, कोड रेड भी सही है कि लाइक यू कैन डू द कोड रेड, बट उसके लिए भी एक प्रॉपर एक आरपी वो करो. बैंक रॉबरी में कोड रेड चलता है, बैंक रॉबरी में कोड रेड चलता है. इट्स टोटली एक्सेप्टेबल कि चलो हो रहा है. बट तुम छोटा सा लाइक बातचीत हो रहा है, कुछ हो रहा है, सर तुमको वार्निंग दिया, निकल जाओ.
Yeah,
This is
so
a warning and निकल
there's
जाओ.
the thing is there's a difference between planned code reds and code reds which go out of hand. So you guys should try to avoid just continuously planning code red for the sake of killing cops. And then there are code reds which happen because like your character has no other option other than to shoot to save himself. So what I hope everyone just noted what CJ had to speak. And yeah, apart from that, I think CJ that should be your point cleared out.
या एग्जैक्टली. और एक छोटा सा लाइक पॉइंट आई वुड लाइक टू ऐड कि ये जो पीडी के जो हॉट वायर यू नो गेम मैकेनिक्स में वेरी इजी टू हॉट वायर विद द लॉक पिक्स, ठीक है? वी आर लाइक अगर कोई जाता है
Yeah, I think you're talking about people hotwiring cop cars and just running them out. Yeah, just be aware. Already discussed. Be aware of consequences in RP.
कर लिया, मिल गई
You
शांति.
can't
No,
just
this is not a shanti. Come on, man.
Yeah,
You cannot understand the RP. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. So exactly, guys, just be more aware of the consequences about your backlash with PD and talking to PD and the way you behave with them. And yeah, that's about it. And let me see if there's any more voice PTS. All right, I think we're good. So before we close out, I think most of you know already that the Department of Corrections has just been introduced. I'm just going to give you a very basic introduction to it. Basically, they work at the prison. Their job is to make sure that the prisoners, like the criminals who have been sentenced, leave the prison changed and do not repeat the same actions. That's about it. The rest is completely up to you guys to go explore in RP how the DOC works, how they behave with you, how the entire SOPs work, what do they do to change you around. So I would recommend that most of you guys go ahead and explore it because it's a new type of RP, and I'm sure most of you guys will enjoy it. And I think that's most of the points done. So yeah, I think that's we're gonna wrap up the community meeting. uh, we will be getting 2.0 tomorrow, so I hope most of you guys are excited for it. And as most of you know, we should be seeing the exclusive dealership open as well with the 2.0 update tomorrow. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a good day for you guys tomorrow, and I can't wait to see you guys in the server exploring around. Just be mindful, guys, of all the points that we've discussed today, because with every community meeting, the staff is gonna get stricter as the community grows. We have to be more careful and nurture it around to make sure uh, server rules and violations don't go out of hand. So yeah, see you guys tomorrow with 2.0 and the EDM.
Thanks everyone for joining.
Casino. ओके सब कुछ क्लोज हो गया। ओके गाइज, थैंक यू वॉचिंग टुडेज लाइव स्ट्रीम। हम खेलेंगे अब कल ही, बिकॉज कल होगा सर्वर अप, अभी नहीं है सर्वर अप, सर्वर ऑफ है। तो मेक श्योर टू लाइक, सब्सक्राइब, प्रेस द बेल आइकन। और हम जा रहे हैं थोड़ा दवाई वगैरह खाने, तो बाय बाय, मिलते हैं कल।